Welcome back, everybody, to yet another short video of what's going on. I am your host, Jacob Carlson, and today, in this short video, I want to just simply talk about something that's been on my mind for the past 5 years now. And that is, of course, putting my thoughts onto a piece of paper and finally beginning to write down a story that's been on my mind for quite some time now. Now, why in this particular case would I want to write down a story to begin with? Well, it's for the exact same reason that I started a YouTube channel in the first place. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings that are inside my head as of right now that 2 years ago I started to put in video after video after video on my channel so far. And since I've been doing that for 2 years now, I've been able to free up my mind to think about other stuff that I otherwise never would have thought of before to begin with. So pretty much that's it on that. And it's been able to free me up to think about what kind of story I want to write to begin with. So this YouTube channel has been very beneficial for me personally in terms of being able to do that. And if there's one thing that people in my life and my audience need to know about me, is that I have a very active imagination. It's both a blessing and a curse. A blessing in terms of it allows me to look at the world in different ways than other people would have been able to think in the first place. And if I point out the absurdities of what society has to throw my way, then I'm not going to hesitate and point them out to begin with. But it's also a curse in terms of my imagination tends to distract me from my real life, and that's pretty much all I think about a great deal of the time. So I always try to ground myself by thinking about something that's real and something that I'm doing in real life from a day-to-day basis. So that's a full-time mental exercise, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's been pretty much my entire life since I was a little kid, ever since my imagination started running wild to begin with. So, as I have previously mentioned in a video or two talking about my imagination, it tends to run wild. But in terms of being able to write down a story, it hasn't always been easy for me to actually try to write it down. I always have this tendency to where when I have a thought or a feeling about something, I have a tendency not to write it down. I've always conditioned myself not to do that because my future self will look at that and be disgusted by younger me as a result. And that kind of feeling of being embarrassed by your younger self in terms of what you were thinking and feeling is always a subconscious fear that I've always had, especially since I was a teenager to begin with. And through the YouTube channel and through the countless videos that I've made already to begin with, I'm slowly but surely starting to overcome that fear and rewatching some of my older videos in terms of what I was thinking at that point in time. So that's also giving me a whole lot more confidence than I previously had over 2 years ago to begin with before I started doing this in the first place. So in terms of writing down a story, I think I've narrowed it down to basically either a fantasy or sci-fi kind of setting. But as for the story itself, I've only got the setting, I got the characters, and I do not know exactly how they fit together. Kind of like pieces of a puzzle, essentially. All the pieces of the puzzle are there. I just need to continue to use my head, use my imagination to try to piece together the puzzle one piece at a time in terms of figuring out what kind of story I want to tell. So basically, I have a feeling that a lot of authors, writers, and creative types out there would have their own methods of having to create something that other people can enjoy. But for me, I always run the risk of being humiliated or embarrassed by what I create. But if I truly thought that way today, I wouldn't be here right now. So, overcoming my own personal fear of being embarrassed or humiliated by something I do or something I said, I can't afford to let that get me down now. So eventually, one day, I'm going to write that story down, and when I do, I'll make the decision on whether or not to share it with the rest of the world so that the rest of you can know about it, read about it, and who knows? It could be a book, or it could be a TV show, or a movie, or maybe even a video game, or it can even be a graphic novel or a comic book for that matter. So whatever comes my way in terms of my imagination, What really helps me is that I've been going to other places in town, to different places where I can not only get different videos of different landscapes and places that I like to film and put on my YouTube channel to begin with. I also like to get inspiration from situations in real life, but also from other sci-fi fantasy elements that I've been watching since I was a kid and since I was a teenager. So with that all in mind, eventually I'm accumulating more and more bits and pieces of information to be able to help me write down my story. And and at this rate, it could happen any day, any week, any month now. So with that being said, my name is Jacob Carlson. This has been another short video of what's going on so far. Please remember to like the video, comment something you like or don't like, especially about writing a story. Um, Let me know down in the comment section down below how you feel about writing a story. Is it good? Is it bad? Whatever. And press the red subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a future upload on my YouTube channel anytime soon. Please share the video with all the people you know and love in life on social media, wherever you get your information and entertainment from these days. And I would always ask that you please take care of each other out there. Be nice to one another. And I will always ask that I will see you in the next couple of videos. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.